Check, check, check. Mike, check. We are live. Welcome everybody back to Gaming Daily Live. Happy Monday. May the 4th be with you. I hope that you had a nice weekend and you're having a great Monday and you're ready for a fantastic week. Once again, the sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the leaves are blooming on the trees and the flowers outside. So I am feeling amazing. My name is Icy Gaming, and I am your host today for what is going to be an exciting interview. I'm really looking forward to this one. This one is a long time coming because today's guest built a traditional game studio from scratch. 0 employees, all the way up to 67 people before most people in the space even knew what a blockchain was. He co-founded Corpo Game Studio in 2019, built out Toy Chain, which is a purpose-built L3 for gaming, and he's running multiple live IPs at the same time. We're going to get into all of them, including a kids platform built specifically for neurodivergent children. And the reason for that one is as personal as it gets. So I'm super excited for this conversation. Real quick, before we bring him up, we got to thank the sponsors that make this show possible. YGG Play and Blaze. YGG Play and Blaze. How do like news anchors do that? I don't know how they do that. All right, we got Ross backstage, so let's bring him up right here. Ross, man.
Hey, man.
How you doing? Welcome to the show.
I'm happy to be here, man. What a nice intro you had, and like so much positivity in your voice, and everything was so amazing. So yeah, as you mentioned, it's quite some times we know each other, and we've been here like building in from Europe, from Slovakia. I'm happy to be here and like talk about many stuff we are building, still building in the Web3 space. And also, like you mentioned, one of the most important part for me, which is also one of our autistic brand, which is very personal to me. So happy to be here, and just go with the question, man.
Yeah, no, thank you for taking the time, man. And let's maybe start there, Russ. I didn't know this, but in preparing for the interview, well, first of all, happy birthday to your daughter who is turning 8 as of today, correct?
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, this is my second daughter, which is basically the neurotypical, and our second daughter, which is autistic, has 6 years. So we are very lucky because we got like 2 most amazing girls, and I always say that we have a best of the both worlds, from neurotypical and also from the autism.
That's amazing, man. I mean, just massive respect and kudos to you, because I'm sure that is very demanding of your time and energy, and kudos and shout out to your beautiful children. Can you let's start there? Like, where does that, because I know we'll talk more about Tamitos and the games that you're building, but Tamitos is for designed around children and learning and whatnot. So I just wanted to like kind of hear that inspiration, with your children, and how that kind of shapes you and your game studio, and how you guys like think about and approach making games.
Yeah, like the name is connected to my daughter, which is she's named Tamia. So basically, that's why the brand is called Tamitos. And like you mentioned, it's not just like the brand or like ecosystem we want to build, but it's changed me. It's changed the people around me. It's changed the families, because autism is not just about like challenging you as a parent, as a father, but it's also changing the life of the siblings. And we got like older daughters, and basically she also needs to make a lot of stuff different way, change the way we play, where we play, and so and so it was very like challenging, but I think so that it's challenges and changes in the good way, because I become more humble. You start understand what's really more important in your life, and you still, and maybe that's the reason why I'm still building in the Web3 space and Web3 gaming space, because to be here and really even in this market, with this kind of sentiment and people really chasing the quick gains, and like really the period, the longevity of the project is very short. You need to be really crazy, or you need to have really crazy motivation to build something meaningful. So I think so that it's given me a lot of advantages. I'm so grateful from my daughters and for my daughters that they helped me to become man and father who I am, and I'm still want to be better for them. And that's what we want to build. We want to give this like values we have now as a parents into our ecosystem. Create more safety child content first. Create more content and kids ip which we really deserve, because the current Netflix kids movie and overall the kids ip are crazy. We are watching too much like transgender content already in the kids movies, and so basically, as a parent, for me it's very important to build something which I think so will help build the empathy, not just for autistic people but also for the people around them.
That's really beautiful, man. I think it's inspiring when the motivation is so much more meaningful and deeper than just like, trying to get rich and cash
Yeah.
out, man. It's a beautiful thing. And shout out to Sir Choice in the Blaze chat sharing that, you're a Chad, Tammy inspired the game. Your wife is also fully involved. So he says it's a perfect team, and gaming with a purpose is the way. So I certainly can appreciate and like doing something for a greater purpose is I think what we're all here for in many ways. um
It's great because you all get to the point where you find this purpose and you feel, oh, I made it. This makes me rich and also happy at the same time. Or basically, a situation like this, it's not happening just like that. You need to be ready
yeah.
for be ready to have this really, because it's very important mission. You need to build it and build such a powerful ip for neurodivergent. We really care because there is a big autistic spectrum, and you need to be careful about like some type of the content. Some of them ADHD has different like absorbing of the world and emotion and
Mm,
all the stuff. Then other Asperger's has like more like social impacts and so on. So there is like a lot of different stuff how we can approach this. So tomorrow we have a very special day for Tamitos because we have a official meeting for our TV animation series, and I just read basically the first 12 episodes of the series, and it's so special because like we are working on one season, and basically each one season basically will include 12 episodes, and each episode will have a 12 minutes. And basically this will basically talk about autistic emotion. It will be about the siblings Ella and Lumi, which basically are Zoe and Tammy, my real name daughters, kind of like in different world. And we got like great creative director Robert Šveda, which working on multiple like Netflix series, movie, and basically more adults movie from Slovakia. And we are so glad because we also received the grant from Slovakia Audiovisual
mm.
Fund, and basically we are now getting the support from locally where we get the rebate and we get some discount for building it from here. So we want to build some very important mission. It's not going to be just a game. It's definitely will be animation series, and we will be also presenting in upcoming animation festival in Annecy in France. So it's going to be very nice.
That's amazing. I mean, you've got a lot going on, and there's a few things that I want to dig into there, but like just first, like um how involved are your daughters? Like, do they know that you're building games and like you've got this series that you're working on, and are they like are they aware that they're going to be characters in this, or like do they not care because they're just kids and they're like, whatever, dad, or what's
Yeah,
that?
one is still like even now she celebrate 8 years. She's still like too young to like understand what's going on, but of course
Mm,
like she's excited because we already have a book. We already have like last year we launched first book from the trilogy. There is gonna
mm,
be like 3 books. Basically, first is called Tale of Understanding. The second is Tale of Acceptance, and the third one is a Tale of Uniqueness. And basically, these three are kind of like talking about different verticals of autism. First is basically like broader story. The second is like how autistic peoples are also special in some sort of the details, and like, understanding some small details of the world, and so and so. And the third book will be about the most difficult part, and it's basically acceptance, people, like social communication,
Man.
finding the friends, and so and so. And it started with this book. Already this older one was excited. Oh, I'm in the book. She's my bestseller. She take the book to the school, and she's selling the book. Hey, we need to sell this book, guys. And the money from this book is going for the kids on the autistic spectrum. So she's crazy. She sold like 2-3 big books per week in the school. So it's very nice to see her, and she's our heart. She's like so grateful and supportive, and we are so lucky because you can have a autistic daughter, and if you have a second daughter, it can be like completely disaster for her. She can be feel on the second way, and not like involved, and so and so. And we are super lucky because she want to help. She don't want to play with friends if the Tammy, our autistic, is not involved, and so and so. So yeah, maybe in the future it will be different, but for now we are so lucky. And yeah, so she's definitely involved into what we are building. She want to be like designers and creative designers, and so and so. So she's just like playing with us, and so. But and the second one, of course, she doesn't speak. She's not verbal yet. So yeah, at least she just repeat one word, and so and so. We are doing a lot of different therapies, and so. But yeah, we don't know if she understand or not, but she's
Mm.
definitely so happy when we read the book, and so it's definitely great journey together.
Oh man, that's really nice to hear, and I wish them both the best, man. And they got a good dad, so I'm sure they're gonna be just fine. Cool. I'd love to jump back a little bit. Like I'd love to understand maybe your journey, in game development and how Corpo came to be. I think you and your co-founder founded it in 2019. I think we probably first connected around 2022. That's really when I started getting into gaming, and then I played Citizen Conflict, and I've been following a lot of the journey of animate, and you're building the toy chain. And I guess I saw you guys start to build Tamitos late of towards last year, middle of last
Yes.
year, but I didn't follow it too closely. So yeah, I just love to go back to the beginning, kind of like how you guys got started. How did you have game development experience in Web 2, and then like kind of what brought you to Web 3? What's that kind of backstory look like?
Yeah, so for me it was like crazy. I started like professional footballer. I've been like in the national team playing first Czech league, for example. When I was like 18. So I got like different career, and I want to definitely do something like to be pro player. Then I get serious knee injury. Finish my degree, go to the bank, working with biggest investment banking. Then basically working from Web2 gaming studio. And basically I came to the crypto from 2017. So that was basically working on the traditional Web2 games, and mostly on the mobile games. I came to the crypto, and like getting be very, very lucky in 2017 when I get my wedding days on 16 December 2017, were my wedding day with my wife, and it was all-time high for Bitcoin, over 20,000. So with
Yeah,
my ring, and I was selling Bitcoin, and
it's
and it was
amazing.
like, yeah, it was like great start to the crypto journey. And yeah, like we came like, okay, so the people are excited. You can really generate revenue other than from games purchases, but also on the token side. So we start building our games, like you mentioned, Citizen Conflict. And it was our first game as a people together in studio. We was excited, stupid, and like you have like different mindset, coming and building for your first game, like now and now and now. So yeah, we think so like how we perfect was. And so also this genres is completely oversaturated. You need to have raised millions, 100 millions to really be successful in shooting genre. And you
Yeah.
can see like really Web2 sentiment about the hero shooters. It's completely down. You see that. So yeah, so we've been like kind of stupid, but not stupid enough to to give up. So we decided that okay, so how what we can change, because like, you can be transparent as much as you want, you can be here and building and posting daily, but the token was going down like every single Web3 gaming tokens and overall gaming. So what we can do differently, should we skip like maybe single like game tokens and just like fold it, or no? But we came with a strategy. So guys, let's bet on the studio. We have a corpo token, and yeah, we have a citizen conflict. We made it to battle royale. We build the battle passes. We made on-chain transaction, but we've been like at least clever enough to understand. Okay, guys, this is not sustainable to generate enough revenue to keep the games on the state to fight with Call of Duty Battlefield. You can see what's happening with off the grid Shrapnel. They have struggled to really get real onboarding people and revenue and so and so. So we say, okay, guys, let's shift to something which can be more community oriented. People love something, and it's also meaningful for the blockchain. And it's collectibles, because I am the kids of the 90s. I grew up on the Pokemons and so. So I always want to build, like Pokemon kind of franchise, and so everybody wants, and so we start with Animate during the development of Citizen Conflict. We got like Citizen Alpha, and then we got like Animate Alpha, and people was like, well, what the fuck, how you can do these guys at the same time? You should choose. And we slowly was choosing Animate, because we see like bigger community engagement. We slowly was seeing like the gameplay was more excited, and people see kind of different kind of genre. It's not just like shooter games, it's like Pokemon and extraction shooter. So it's give you some really high risk, high rewards. It's collectibles, it's meaningful for the blockchain, and so on. So we push a lot for Animate, and we have 4 open playtests. Last one was in December last year, and where we really get really great feedbacks from our new like team developers and art directors and so. And we say like, guys, no, this is not good visually. We need to change it completely. We need to change the like rendering, the shaders, outlines, post processing, and multiple stuff. Also like the some sort of the materials of the characters and so. So we completely changed what you're seeing now. It's just like swimming test, and we like completely changed the way how the game looks, and how we can basically create something more unique. Because you got meantime during our development, we have no 100 teams developers. So meantime they raised the Animo, new creature catchy game from Chinese, from Japan, or so. They got raised like 60 millions, and you barely can compete with this money out there. So you need to create something which is kind of more unique and appealing. So I think so that we did a great job with this new design and updates. And it's also way more optimal, because we are targeting multiple devices, not just on the PC, but console and hopefully Nintendo Switch. So we are working a lot on optimization for it. And yeah, so this is the new direction for Animate, which is creature extraction shooter. It's high risk, high reward. You can lose everything, but you can also gain everything. And it will have a lot of very unique mechanisms like Escape from Tarkov, where you can have kind of like insurance. And that's how you monetize, and that's how I believe that's only way how you can survive in Web3 gaming and overall gaming. You need to generate revenue, and in order to generate revenue, you need to create like appealing game. You need to create appealing game which people love to play, and also create something which give people really reason to pay.
Yeah, no, 1000%. I've always really liked the look and feel of Animate. I think the IP that you guys are building there makes a lot of sense. Citizen Conflict was cool. I agree, but I mean, I don't know if the game was optimized. And when I first played it, and again, that genre is so tough because you need big player liquidity lobbies to make it fun. So that makes a lot of sense, and I appreciate you sharing. I think I appreciate you being like self-aware and humble enough to be like, yeah, like it was our first game, and we made a lot of mistakes and we learned a lot. I also think the extraction PvE component of Animate or in a creature collector makes a ton of sense. At one point I was like saying to Illuvium, like, or I remember like thinking like Illuvium should be an extraction shooter, like creature collector extraction, because like that would be really fun. I think the shooters, we've got Arc Raiders and Tarkov and stuff like that. I mean, that genre is like a little bit hard, but I mean, Pokemon is like, I want to collect and extract, the Pikachus and the Bulbasaurs and all that. So I think that genre could really, that game genre applied with this aesthetic and this really cutesy IP could really work. At least that's the hope. Ross, I want to ask, because I'm like super curious, because you guys are doing a lot, and it's really nice to hear that you're getting grants from Slovakia, and there's all sorts of support and opportunities there. But I'm also really curious, like, did you guys ever raise money, or like how much money are you guys, whatever you're comfortable speaking on, like how much money has gone into the studio and the games? Because so often that is the big conversation in Web3 gaming. It's like, we've had great games, great studios, but they don't have the money to go to market. Or how are you guys making all of these games and funding all of this work? You're building out the Netflix series and the show and everything. So I'm just curious, like, talking about revenue, how are you guys, getting the funding or making the funding last so long? And can you speak to that?
Yeah, we sell our house so we can build this. Joking, man. No, like it's definitely like there is a multiple verticals. You really need, as a founder, you need to do as much as you can. For if you really believe in your vision, you find a way how to get investors excited and how to find investors, private equity. I'm not talking about the crypto, but I'm talking about like private investors. And basically, because we have everything under one studio, which basically have one single token. Doesn't matter what we create, we will not create a new token. It's we are focusing mostly on equity side and investors into our company. And basically, people was excited about not just making the games, because like, to be honest, completely, being the technical founder, also being a day by day in Unreal and using all the AI tools possible, and creating these AI pipelines and so on. So there will be the time where AI will create a lot of games and great quality games. And it's not about the consumer right now, because as a gamer, I want to have good games. I don't care if this game was created by AI or people. I'm not that type of the person. I want to have good experience. Who creates, okay, doesn't care. I don't know who is the CEO of the Fortnite. I don't care. I want to play Fortnite. That just I know, of course I know, but
No, 100%.
So and basically we came with a proposal for investors and partners that, guys, like, the gaming will be, and it's already oversaturated. Only what really makes sense in the long term is IP. And how you can create IP, the story, the story will be also able to create very easily. People get ideas and ChatGPT and Claude and all the stuff. It's kind of story. So only what really makes story stand out in the AI age is gonna be real, like, experience. And I think so that our living with the autism daughter and Tamitos was a really big role in excitement with our investors, because we got investors into our autistic centrum, which is our physical centrum we are building in Slovakia. And basically this centrum is focusing on people like therapists, like ABBA Centrum, speech therapies, logotherapies, and so and so. And we got like people excited because everybody in the autistic circle is focusing only on the education aspect or like therapy aspect. Nobody is creating the IP for neurodivergent people. Nobody. Yeah, like, you can see some cliche, you can see some brand, but like nobody creating like, okay, make a game, nice game, not like toilet game. Make a like something like TV series. Make this all ecosystem. And this was the big investors coming into our studio, which basically give us funding for Tamitos and upcoming plans. Plans, of course, like we have some resources with my wife. We've been able to sell house and put a lot of own money. Completely honestly, we put a lot of own money because we want to own as much share as possible. We want to be the one in the charge of directions of the movie, like, at least from very beginning till we don't get like distribution partner. And basically we believe what we are building, and we give the brand the name after our daughter. If you give the brand after your daughter's name, you don't give up. You don't fucking give up. You just go and find your investors, find, open, knock on the door, give me 10K, give me 10K, whatever, just to make it possible. And yeah, and from the corpo side, like we've been raising like food. It was like 5 years ago, and we here, we didn't, spend that money, we didn't party, and so and so. So we got like we pay listing fee. I would say like most expensive part was listing fee. Like recently the Bybit is like around 1 million. It's crazy. KuCoin, Gate, MEXC. So we got all these exchanges. So we deliver Citizen, we deliver Animate, we deliver 5 major exchanges. So we don't like keep the money for us. We really keep it for the community. And in the end, like you can see what's going on in the exchange market. I think so that's one of the main topic in the Web3 gaming is, that's completely different strategy. Having your token, money on like filling the liquidity spreads, also doing the volumes, and also reaching minimum market cap is crazy for the people building in the space. So I think so that we use the money for building the product, not fighting with exchanges. And now when we are in this valuation where we are, we will be considering to doing like some support and growing plan. I don't want to say more, but yeah, we definitely have some plans.
That's awesome, man. Thank you for sharing that. I've talked to game founders who, the unfortunate thing is like you're always raising. It seems like once you raise, you're just always raising. And I've also talked to some founders who like weren't comfortable raising until the game got to a certain point, and then when they were really confident in it, they're like, okay, went back out. And yeah, I was surprised to learn how much interest and appetite there was from the private markets, right? From maybe friends and family, or friends of friends, or just like some of these people and networks. I mean, there's millions and millions and millions of dollars, and I think
Many was
from an
wasted. Yeah. Many was
yeah,
wasted, and the
for sure.
was is the right word. The market is now very bad for fundraising.
Yes, it can. It for sure. The market is terrible, but I like that. For me, that was a lot of the traditional market, and then I understood that there are these angel investors and people that like, oh yeah, like I want to invest. They invest in all sorts of ideas, and it's like a gaming studio. That's such a fun thing to invest in. So, I appreciate you jumping in there. Thank you, Rabbit Larry, for the raid on Blaze. Appreciate you. Let's talk about the future. So that's a little bit of the story behind Corpo. Let's talk a little bit about the future in 2026. You guys recently published, the roadmap where you've got play tests and Genesis utility in Q2. Q3, you're opening up more of the play tests. Q4, targeting launching on Steam and staking rewards and all this stuff. I guess like for someone like myself who knows Corpo, knows Animate, tries to stay on top of everything, but there's a lot in gaming, even as small as it is and it's contracting, there's still a lot going on. So it's hard to keep track of everything. I guess like where is Corpo today? Where is Animate today? Where's Tamitos today? What's coming? What are you guys excited about? Kind of like, yeah, what I mean, this roadmap has been put together. So for someone who's maybe not as familiar, how would you kind of explain the roadmap and bring someone up to date on Corpo?
Yeah, the most important part is definitely that we promised to community that we are going to deliver both games in Q4, like really in the monetization aspect. So it will be launched, and of course, like it's about like in the multiplayer games, the games are never finished. You can do million stuff. Currently in the state for Animate, we are very close to the vertical slice, which is super polished extraction experience with collectible aspect, with the maps. Basically, we completely reworked the loop and everything from the last year till now. And the vertical slides will be launched now in the Q2. So definitely fully on chain, like all the extractions, NFTs, and so on. So it's gonna be like like two ways of the gameplay. One is on the Steam and Epic, which is completely Web2, and on the NFT side, you everything what you get inside your inventory will be kind of like minted directly on chain, and it will be lived completely separately. So we are not going to stack only on the Epic Games, but also on the Steam. So on the Animate is vertical slice, and if everything goes well, so we will be launching and launching with a beta in the quarter 4, where basically all the major features will be developed and ready. So that's for Animate, and we are not. We have. I always said that from investors and partners, we get like two shots to succeed. And the second is Tamitos. The Tamitos is a 3D platformer. You know, as a fan of the Crash Bandicoot or like Astrobot and so and so. So the game is very unique. It's very new. It's basically on the Steam, and it's inspired by Autistic Story. And you will be playing as Ella and Lumi. What is unique about this game is basically that you will be able to change between the perspective, between the neurodivergent and autistic, the neurotypical and neurodivergent person. So you will see the worlds different. You will be able to interact with different objects. You will see the difference like obstacles, and you will have a different type of the puzzles, which only the autistic version or neurotypical will be able to solve. So it will be like solve puzzles. So we want to showcase like biggest autistic challenges like sensory overwhelm, like ADHD, like running around and speed up. Then basically we get like focus problems and so and so. So there is going to be like 10 different levels. Each of these levels will include multiple like the mini levels. So there is going to be like a lot of cool gameplay experience. You can see some early demo about this is kind of like part of the game where you find these creatures called Tamito, and it's kind of frog, and you will be able to play as this frog, but you will be also play as a Ella and Lumi, also as a frog. And the game will be launched on the Steam by definitely in the quarter 4. It's way more easy to develop single player game compared to multiplayer.
Well, so I was going to ask, like, if you're playing Ella and Lumi, are you like, is it kind of split screen and you're working together to solve puzzles? Did I understand that correctly?
Very cool stuff. Basically, you will be playing with both characters.
Sorry.
Yeah, don't worry. It's my favorite song, man. So you will be playing as Ella and Lumi at the same time. And basically it will be like animation stuff where you will be switching and the Ella is going in the front.
Cool. Okay.
So it'll be very cool. And yeah, so you will see like different type of the post-processing and stuff like that, and a lot of cool stuff.
Got it. Okay. Cause I got excited for a second cause I love the It Takes Two and Split Fiction. I think that those are such great family games. But I mean, I also listen, Grand Theft Auto 5 is one of the best games ever, and switching between the characters, I get that. So kind of like a family friendly version, combination of It Takes Two and GTA 5 to a degree.
Yes. We definitely want to work on the co-op later on. We want to create something which basically will be delivered for our community, and that's why we decided the single player experience as a first, and then basically we want to do like co-op version of it later on.
Very cool. I guess like Ross, I'm also like really curious, like how are you guys able to do this? Is it because it's hard enough to make one successful game. You guys kind of saw that with Citizen Conflict. Animate is ambitious. I think Tamitos maybe is, not as ambitious. It's maybe more of a straightforward game. It seems like you're reusing, or not reusing, but like repurposing a lot of the skills, a lot of the, the team that worked on Animate with Tamitos in an IP sense. But also like, I mean, how many people do you guys have working on this? Like, do you have a lot of funding to make this? Is it a lot of AI based? You also have like an L3. I mean, there's a lot going on here. So like, how are you guys juggling all of that in a world where, we've seen Web3 games bite off more than they can chew, and a lot of studios have shut down? To your credit, I think that you guys have been incredibly relentless and like strong in your convictions, and plenty of teams have pivoted towards prediction markets or gambling this, gambling that, and didn't even give it like a a fair like effort. So I really, really respect you for fighting the good fight, not giving up, and doing it for all of the right reasons. But at the same time, I'm like, how are they doing it? One, and how do they think that they're going to be successful like in such a crazy space? How do you think about all that?
Yeah, like from very beginning when the AI came, like I would say like early in 2025, when we start using and testing first concept and so all the artists and this team was like very skeptical about it, and so and for obvious reason, because people, especially in the gaming was like so over priced market,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
investors has like most difficult part, invest into something which takes lot of years to build and is very expensive, and you get like 97% of the debt ratio.
Yeah.
So why somebody invest into this? It's crazy. You waiting for the next Roblox, and so yeah. So we definitely start very early to working with AI, and unfortunately, we've been building our own Confi UI system with multiple like Python scripts, where you basically make it's not a miracle. It's just like making all these LLMs models work for you faster and a little
Mhm.
bit cheaper. We got like own cloud servers. We got like multiple LLMs models with our UI systems. So you don't need to wait for response UI. You don't need to spend so much money on the credits. You basically paying these cloud services, and it basically give you more, maybe I would say like constant results for concept models, and so of course it's help with prototyping. Definitely AI is helping now in the prototyping. You barely can use it in production, of course, if you're not like really pure hype focus in the studio. When you see, I believe that gaming is now split into the two difficult parts. One is like AAA gaming with a lot of millions invested, and the second are indie developers with really one single features, which promote and make it funny. Like co-op games are now, lot of hype about that. So yeah. So and if you're building something emotionally, like you are in the middle, and being in the middle is not always good, not always bad. So you need to find a way how to make it cheaper. So for us, very big advantages is being in Slovakia. First time we have advantages because people here are yeah, we are, I work I calling with investors, and they ask me, where are you from? Slovakia? Oh, it's Eastern Union, or where is it, like Soviet Union, or what is it? And I said, no, it's Europe. So yeah, so first time we get like advantages because people here has like working on a lot of AAA games in like from Czech Republic. We got like big studios in here, and
Mhm.
they are super, like I would say, cost efficient. So making the team locally, being in the office, because many Web3 studios never meet each other. Have a team with Vietnam, Thailand, and so never meet each other. Being together is also big advantages. That's why we are still together, and market up or down, and yeah, and of course
How
like
big is
help.
the studio? Like, how many
So,
people do you have?
so currently it's like 30 members.
Mm.
So it's like we get definitely reduced people from on the peak. I remember my best peak was like around 100 people, and I never want to get back. Never ever, man. Like for me, it was like nonstop calls and
Yeah.
planning and so. Now we can do the better quality, way efficient with the 30 members, and it's include not just like development, but it includes like Python developers, DevOps, testers, riggers, and so. So, for example, on the Tamito, we are working with the free developers only with Tamitos.
Mm.
So, and I've said that this is one of my like point about like all these gaming reviews and like people judging the games. They should judge it based on the genre, because like making single player game versus making PvP multiplayer, multiple servers, matchmaking, game live, and so is completely different challenge. So
Yeah.
really, it's a heads off for all the people building multiplayer games in the space and high quality games. And yeah, so like for the anime, there is majority people, and plus like we are working now on our systems like stable diffusion system where we can create multiple like 3D models way faster, which we can use also in the production, because now you always need to do some work in Blender, you always need to like do some retopo, make it more optimal. So yeah, so we are getting there, but I think so you mentioned it as well. In 6 to 12 months we will see, you know, big shift in the gaming. So
Yeah, I've 6 months. We're gonna see a shift in everything. The world is
yeah.
moving at light speed right now, and it's crazy. You've been big on gameplay. Gameplay is king. You know, that's what the gamers are coming for. You know, a lot of the problems in Web3 gaming have been, not fun games, tokens that, ruin everything, or wallets, and, like all this hassle and roadblocks. I'm really curious how you think Animate and Tamitos will succeed, what you're going to do different, from all these other studios, what makes your game so fun, like where does the confidence in your games come from, like what do you think is different about Animate, Tamitos, and the studio Corpo?
Yeah, I would say like I would start like with some small details as the developers and like design, and when you see like all these details really getting into the textures, getting into the models, and like, you know, these small tiny details which majority of the players don't even like recognize. You see when people really take care about animation, doing some different type of the unique style of animation, like polishing and so and so. I think so that Animate now with the update is like 10 times better like we had like animation before system. So plus of course like gameplay loop, you know, it's not just about like single features, it's like overall like this gameplay loop. And also you mentioned, you see now this Tamito building for example, so
Mhm.
having like a handmade sculpted like walls, you know, hand painted woods and so on. So there are small details which many people, you can use some textures, you know, and textures that come and put it there, and many people will don't recognize these details, but this from the industry will see like, oh, this was really take care about like, you know, small details, texting and so I think so that it was also one of my fault that, you know, you want to do content, but then you understand that sometimes less is more, and higher quality uh, can be beneficial in the long term. So people, you know, people love to see this progress. People love to see this behind the scene and how you upgrading.
Yeah.
So I know that what makes us different compared to other studios is that you can clearly see the progress.
Yeah.
Uh, from like Citizen, like you said, not optimized game, like, you know, from very beginning, the stiff stuff animation and like, you know, and so to make it like better animation and better and better and better and this small detail. So the progress is most important because people can talk, you know, people can mention like, oh, my token is here listed by this, by there, but I think so that what is most important to see the real progress. That's how you really feel that okay, the studio is not talking bullshit, because many studios are staying in Web3, even with zero employees. They're just staying here and posting on the Twitter just to wait for the bull market and cash
Mm.
out on the token side, you know. And you don't see the progress on the game. You see just like same old with gameplay and gameplay videos with the progress. So I think I will say that you can see clearly progress. You can see the new content, and you can see the bigger quality of the content we are producing.
Yeah, I would I would agree with that, Ross, because I mean, I've always seen the updates. You guys have always, been posting the work in progress, and I'm like, that looks good. Like, and it's been consistent for 3, 4 years since I've been in the space. So, how hard has that been for you or the studio? Like, it's Web3 gaming. We went through a bear market. I mean, if you started in 2019, you went through a bull market, a bear market, a bull market, and now we're kind of like, people don't really know. They say a bear market, but Bitcoin's still $80,000, and like, but it's still like it was the worst bull market ever, and that's why whatever we're in right now feels like a bear market. I guess, like, yeah, just how has it been for you and like where is that motivation come from? I know we've spoken about your daughter, and I know you were a footballer and you've got that competitor in you. You're not going to give up. Too stupid to give up, which is a hilarious quote. But like, I don't know, man. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm known for being like really positive and really supportive, but even I've been like jaded, and I don't think I've dealt with 1/10 of the drama and the controversy and the difficulty and the haters and the overwhelm that can happen in this space. I don't envy the builders and the founders, and that's one of the reasons why I have like endless respect for you and the developers, because it's not, I mean, it's not even that it's easy. It's like almost that it's impossible, and it's like thankless, and it's like, why are we doing this? So I don't know, like, how are you still showing up every day? I know you're critical of this space, but you've got a positive attitude and you're building and you believe. And yeah, just how hard was it? And like, how are you doing it in 2026?
Yeah, like there is multiple question you
Yeah.
put, and I would start with like, yeah, I've been critical because you see that this market is driven by financial aspect majorly. Yeah, everybody wants to make money. That's completely agree on that. But especially in the industry as a gaming, we get to the point where Web3 gaming is mostly about like kind of gamify version of DeFi, and less gaming. And then basically people start pushing, and people start promoting like play to earn, and obviously it was Ponzi, and we try to pretend that it's not, and then we kind of try to be pretend and surprise why the gamers hate Web3, and that's why I've been critical, because if you want to, there was a big conversation about, yeah, people, the studios who want to focusing on the gamers are dead because they are not gamers here, and people focusing on Ponzi are dead because gaming is dead. So basically, but I still get, at least I honor my opinion always, and I said like gaming should be about the games, and you should create fun experience first, and reason for being here and staying here all the time, as I mentioned, daughter is one of the topic, but I invest into the Somo and I need to make it back, man.
Yeah, same, brother.
No, I have to say that, man. It's like that's one of the reason, like you building 5-6 years,
Yeah.
and you are so close, you see the progress, you see that you really gets to the point, oh man, it's looking really good, and maybe Animoca will see us, so and we can get acquisition as well, you never know.
Yeah. Listen, if Animoca is watching and you want to acquire me too, I'm for sale.
You are not late. You are not late. You are not late. Yeah, no. So yeah,
that's awesome.
so I would say like, yeah, I think so that people who still believe about their vision and see the progress in the product, they still got the motivation to stay here, because AI is definitely one of the biggest technology update we have, and it will automatically evolve into the self-custody finance, and it means the blockchain and crypto and wallet and agent era, where agent will be buying the content and playing the game potentially, and so and so I think so that we got chance with Tamitos. We will see with Animate, but with Tamitos we're building something very, very long term, and I still believe that blockchain and crypto has a future, and I believe that people will slowly shifting into making something more sustainable. You buying something because I have conviction it can grow. On the speculation aspect, it don't need to have million transaction, it don't need to be like implemented in-game currency. I don't fucking care about having million transaction. I just want to see CEO doing great things, and hopefully they will generate revenue, and I will be proud to be owner of this token. So yeah, that's the conviction we have, and we will do maximum till end of the year to deliver and showcase what our progress looks like. and hopefully by December people will more recognize what we're building, and we can see more, support. And really thank you for ICU and all this free interview you did. It's amazing that people are really doing this and supporting the builders, and you basically publicly ask the founders to join. It's amazing to be here. And unfortunately I'm not in US, I'm still in Soviet Union, but I'm here. No, I'm
No,
Slovakia.
I appreciate. Thank you for the kind words, Ross. I mean, I wanted to do this interview regardless, man. Again, I think that Corpo is one of the cornerstones of Web3 gaming. I don't think you guys get mentioned often enough in like the core cohort of builders, which I don't know why. But I mean, the artwork and what you guys do, I've always respected and appreciated, and it's an honor to have you on the show, and I appreciate you being so generous with the time and everything and hearing more of your story. I mean, this is like, for me, a part of the, in some ways, a part of the due diligence that I want to bring to the space as well. It's like, hey, like, let's hear from these people on a live interview, and not just like, reading their posts online, but like, let's learn about the person, about the studio, about the story and the heart and the soul. And you clearly have all of that. So, massive respect, man. I want nothing but the best for you guys, and I'm certainly rooting for you. Talking about December and kind of that plan, how are you guys thinking about going to market? And I know we'll wrap soon because I know it's late there, but just I think Tamitos, has a great story behind it, really incredible IP. I think you guys just got it trademarked, and so congratulations on that. The plan sounds great, looks great, but I guess, like, how are you looking at the go to market? Is it Steam? Is it going to be, I mean, also credit to you. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place, but being early to AI, I think, was so smart. And I get really excited hearing about how much you guys are using AI, because I think that's a key. It's just a huge leverage opportunity. And so, is it going to be spinning out a bunch of TikToks with the IP and doing a bunch of cool stuff there? We've seen Gigaverse really do great work on their social media, their YouTube, their Instagram, their TikTok with their IP. I don't know. Are you guys, do you have a bunch of money for ads? Like, how are you thinking about that go to market and getting, the games and the IPs in front of, millions of eyeballs?
Like, you definitely, the clipping is one of the most cool part, like recently, to get really visibility on the TikTok, Instagram, and so not many know, but we also launched the Tamitos Instagram. But unfortunately, like, we got like two versions, and we are building from Slovakia, even using VPN. And so for the English version, like English speaking version, we don't get so much reach for the algo. But where we are using our local language, our Slovak language, we get like 80,000, 100,000 views per the video. And basically, we are definitely using a lot of Instagram and TikTok content on the Tamitos. And our go-to-market with the Tamitos is basically, we will launch also Kickstarter campaign. And Kickstarter campaign will be launched mostly to get the wish list on the Steam. We're working with two big companies. One is the Four Boars, and the second is All Animals. These are basically the guy from Czech Republic, and they're working on multiple, like, very big Kickstarter campaigns. And we will be launching the Kickstarter campaigns purely to get people excited about the game. And we will be talking, and on the Kickstarter campaign, there will be our psychologist, which basically kind of, also not just from my perspective as a father and with an autistic daughter, but also with psychologists, we'll be talking about the different levels we create, why we create, and we will be creating a lot of cool videos about, like, okay, Tamitos jumping in some like trampolines, and my daughter is jumping in on trampolines. So we will also try to educate people why autistic people jumping on the trampolines, why they like the swimmings and like all the stuff. So it's gonna be not just like about the game, but it will be also about this education a little bit.
Yeah,
And the
I love
best
that, the
part
story
is
behind it.
and the best part is the company behind the Steam and the company behind the Kickstarter is a non-profit organization, and the portion of this revenue from this campaign will be directly going on the kids on the autistic spectrum.
Oh, that's
So
amazing.
that's basically how really games can support people in the autistic spectrum.
That's really beautiful. And that's really smart as well. I mean, it's games for a good cause, and it's also a story that, can get picked up, and, people can really rally behind, right? So I think that's awesome. I guess, like, maybe to wrap up with another question or two, is there anything that you're worried about or concerned about, again, in the space that has been so challenging? Fundraising has been tough lately. Game sentiment has been really down. We've had big studio closures after big studio closure. You know, like the recent report, 93% of crypto games have failed and all this stuff, which I hate reading all this stuff. It's very annoying. But yeah, I guess, like, for you as a founder, how do you look at that and balance it? Or do you not, and say failure is not an option? I don't care about the noise. I'm focused on what we're doing in this mission. But does any of that, like, worry you or concern you?
If you are not like following the numbers, you will be silly. So it's not just about like conviction and like story, but you need to also like following these numbers. And my biggest, I would say, what I'm worried about is discovery problem of Web3 gaming. And this whole narrative we have currently in the Web3 gaming. I really believe that people as you and many leaders in this space from like influencers perspective will be more pushing founders towards the gameplay quality, and at least to indie quality, to really gameplay fun. Let's make simple co-op games, sell it on the Steam, and make it Web3 in revenue side, whatever, just to start getting this positive.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I've wondered, like, why more don't do that. I'm like, it seems like there's opportunity.
And see as an opportunity, yeah. So I think so that there will be more fair valuation, because you don't need to have 100 people anymore. You can have some like small teams to run the studio. So I think so many studio will have a like way less valuation, which is also good for Web3 gaming for investor standpoint of view. So only worry about is like the mindset, community shifting towards the gameplay quality. And also that I saw very nice tweet from the CEO of the mock about in the Discord when he mentioned that, oh, I want to rack from my team. I want to rack for my team. I want to rack for me. And in the real world, it's called revenue. And people should really understand that if we want to, I know that you which text about this in your tweet that if you want to Web3 gaming success, pay them. You pay them more than enough. But it's more about like paying small amount, like $5, $10 for the game. Don't expect nothing else as experience, and think about Web3 gaming token as a share. And hopefully we will get some Pokemon IPs born from Web3.
No, fundamentally, I'm with you. Fundamentally, it's like, yes, support the game, support the builders, and that's why I wanted to have you on. And I think I had some citizen conflict NFTs and whatnot. After this conversation, I'll be taking a much closer look at Animate. And I mean, I've always like been paying attention. I guess, like, that's a good question. How can someone get involved with Animate and Tamitos right now? I think there's play tests coming up soon. I think maybe there was a Genesis NFT, or there's some other stuff kind of happening. So if someone wanted to get involved, they see this and they're like, oh, that's awesome. The game, the IPs, the characters look really cool. How can someone get involved today?
So basically on the Animate, the playtest will be definitely for corpo holders, and Animate the Genesis NFT holders. So if you have any corpo token in the wallet, you will be eligible. So no condition. Basically minimum value is 100 corpo tokens, so it's nothing, it's cent. So we want really people get test us and help us to stress the test. And for the Tamitos, the first demo will come with the Kickstarter, and basically where people on the Kickstarter will be able to test the game. So if you support the game on the Kickstarter, or if you get a key on the Steam, you will be able to test the game. And basically the quartal 3, quartal 4, the animate will be in the beta testes, and so in the quartal 4 you will be able to buy them directly on the primary purchases. So the game will be, buying on the Steam and Epic, and you just play them.
Awesome. So yeah, okay. So the games will be like a small fee to buy on Steam.
Exactly.
Makes a lot of sense. And yeah, I mean, I think with especially Tamitos, right? It's gaming for a good cause. I mean, am I correct in assuming it'd be, a couple dollars, $5-10, under 15 or something?
$10 is idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's perfect, man. I mean, I could see that going well with enough attention, and with the game loop being really great, and the story behind it. I think that feels right.
I can say one more thing very important is by end of the year, we will definitely have live first 12 minutes of TV animation series, first pilot series, which is basically about the summer vacation. And it's described everything perfectly about living with the kids on the autistic spectrum. So I'm so excited. So in the next 6 months, you will see a lot of content from this behind the scene. And yeah, I think so that by end of the year, the Tamitos will get a really great marketing campaign.
Yeah, I love that, man. I love that. Where will that be live? Like, is it a YouTube? Is it going to be on Slovakia TV? Where would people look for that?
So basically, the goal is have a pilot series so we can get our distribution partner and people who will be like co-production the next series. And like once we create this pilot series, we can discuss like with the partners if we're gonna publish it on the YouTube, or if we keep it for the community and like showcases on some events and so on. So we will discuss about our the next steps. But currently we are 100% owner of the IP and everything, and we are just like keeping people excited because this is going to be really exciting. I always want to get into the entertainment and into the animation series because if you're making the games, there is always some bugs. But if you once render a good movie, it's a good movie.
I love that. Ross, it has been amazing to have you, man. I know it's really late out there, so I really appreciate you taking the time and jumping on, telling your story, giving us the updates on the studio and the games and everything, man. I would love to have you back on in the future as this, whenever you've got updates and as things get closer. Feel free to let us know as well any of the play tests. Happy to try and support them. I think that we do a decent amount of coverage on Gaming Daily, but if there's anything that we miss, always feel free to send it over. And let's keep in touch and keep fighting the good fight and doing great work, man. We appreciate the vocal founders. We appreciate the people that understand Twitter and crypto Twitter and are building in public and aren't afraid to call it like it is. I think it's really important, especially now as like the industry is kind of, rebounding or kind of waking up from all of the hype and kind of, recollecting itself. So yeah, I mean, I think that you guys are a strong beacon in the space, and someone needs to push the space forward, man. So we're rooting for you.
Thank you. I see. You stay positive like you are. And also like you are basically the heart of the Web3 gaming creators. Everybody loves you, and I understand why. So it was definitely a pleasure to be here. Also told a little bit of my personal story. And I believe that in next interview, you will see like what we was building, and we can maybe get Tamitos more into the US community as well. It will be a pleasure.
Yeah, we got to do that, man. I would love to. Thank you for the kind words. And real quick, I mean, the Blaze chat, you got a lot of supporters, Sir Choice, Wise Wolf, Captain 5, Everyone's asking, when can we play? And, you clearly have a ton of respect, from your community and from great people in the community. So thank you guys for all the comments. Shout out to Wise Wolf and everyone in the Blaze chat. Everyone else, we had Sam tune in on YouTube and Ghost Cat on Twitch. We're all over the place and it all comes into one. So appreciate you, Ross. I'll let you go from here and we'll close out the stream, but have a great evening and we'll talk soon.
Ciao, ciao. Good night.
All right, guys, that was Ross from Corpo. I mean, Sir Choice, you've been here the whole time, man. I appreciate you. You know better than I, but also I was very aware. But it's also like just so much better when you can talk to people and hear it straight from their mouth and, ask follow-up questions. And, Animate looks amazing. Tamitos, I did not, when I first saw Tamitos, I didn't know about it. I thought it looked good, but I'm like, another game. Now that I hear the story and the inspiration and also like, everything that they've been building is incredible. It's incredible. And it feels like the right thing. I don't want to say it's the right thing to do. It just feels like the right approach. Like, it's such a strong approach. The story's amazing. The game looks really cool. I think that is such a cool space to be building in. Games for neurodivergent children and, to help them learn. I mean, that's like one of the beauties of and so that's really cool. I'm getting connection issues as we're closing out the stream, so I think we'll end it there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Icy Gaming. This has been another episode of Gaming Daily Live. You guys already know, but before we go, let me just share the schedule for the rest of the week, and we'll pop it up on the screen there. I don't like this view. Oh, that's not the right schedule. Where's my schedule? It is right here. There we go. There's the right schedule. Today we had Ross from Corpo. Tomorrow we're going to talk to Fernando Cortez from Bloomverse. On Wednesday we'll talk to Josh Jones from Infinity Rising, formerly Cornucopius, but it rebranded to Infinity Rising. So I'm super excited to talk to Josh about everything related to their game. Then we've got AZ from Ave Forge coming on Thursday. Really excited for that conversation. They've been cooking. He's been sending me DMs every week. And then on Friday, we're going to have a waifu sweeper game night. We're going to do speed runs in waifu sweeper. So if you guys have played waifu sweeper, or if you haven't, if you're free 12 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, we're going to be in the Discord running a speed run tournament. You're going to have 1 hour to get the fastest speed run that you can possibly get. We're going to have like $150 up for grabs. So that one's going to be fun. And Wise Wolf, I appreciate you. Sir Choice, I appreciate you. Play on Change, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Fernando Rock, Spanish speaker, love that. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, friends and foe, my name's Icy Gaming. Stay humble, keep gaming, keep dreaming, and I'll see you in the